Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chimaron, and today we're going to figure out what in the world is Halo 3, part of the Master Chief Collection on the PC. I just finished it this morning before I went on a Costco run. It's too fucking crowded in there. Too many people. You cannot keep 6 feet. It's impossible. Kind of like schools. Great idea. Reopen schools. If we can do Walmart, we can do schools, right? Or wrong. That's besides the point, though. We're going to be looking at the single player of Halo 3. And I read this article from PC Gamer, and it said that this is the best port on the Master Chief Collection on the PC. I don't know if I can agree or disagree. I mean, all versions have had some issues, but I admittedly, in the beginning at least of the game, have had the most issues with this game, so it's kind of a hit and miss with this one. So we're gonna be looking at a few things. As I said, I did finish it, and it was pretty cool. I enjoyed the fuck out of it, and I'm finally able to say that I have played the original trilogy of Halo 3 after like fucking 12, 14 years or however long it's been. So, yeah, thanks Microsoft for doing this, finally. I did play on normal. I'm going to switch it to easy while I do this video so I can actually talk. We're going to look at the options here. Wait, no, that's not. Oh, though, we're going to do it this way, maybe. Let's. We're going to just do it in game because it's kind of weird. So, sadly, on 3, there's no skull to drop more grenades when you melee the grunts, and that's kind of disappointing, but what are you going to do? We're going to go to Sierra, Charlie, because why not? No such thing as timing, and we're going to start. So, why do I say that this has been the most problematic one, at least in the beginning? Well, in the beginning, what would happen is, first of all, the UltraWide and everything on this is still amazing. In the beginning, what would happen is it would keep giving me the message about my shields being down and that I should take cover. And that does take a little bit of a real estate actually on the screen. So when there's no enemies around, when nobody's shooting at me and everything, it's kind of annoying to have that message playing. So that's pretty much the main complaint that I've had. Besides, also, a few more things. It just kept giving me prompts about things on the screen. About things that it just kept doing it. Like, it kept telling me... This was actually throughout the whole campaign. The game kept telling me to hit X button on my mouse because I have the side button on my mouse for the melee. It said, press mouse 5 to melee or take down units from behind and all that shit. Like, I know, I've done it, game. Can you shut the fuck up with that? But regardless, up until the final level of the game, it kept happening. So that's pretty much one of my only other gripes that I've had with the... Oh, you can't actually aim the pistol on this game, which is kind of annoying, but what are you gonna do? C'est la vie, as the French say. I like this sniper. It's actually pretty cool. So those are the main things that I've had with the game go wrong. Wrong, quote unquote. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's a couple of prompts to show up on the game occasionally. I can live with it. It's not the end of the world. However, they did show up. There have been some reports of audio issues, and I will admit that especially in the first couple of missions of the game, I did have quite a few audio bugs and discrepancies go on. Most of it was pretty much missing audio. There were no sound effects for some of the things, which can be a little bit frustrating. However, it wasn't until the second mission that it wasn't a thing anymore. So, other than that, performance is great. I do want to mention that the weapons don't sound as bad as Reach, but they don't sound nearly as good as 1 or 2 remastered. Now, the problem, not a problem, I mean, Xbox probably couldn't handle it, but Halo 3 didn't receive the graphical overhaul that Halo 1 Combat Evolved and Halo 2 Anniversary received. So it doesn't look nearly as good as those two did, but that's something that I can live with, because what this game goes for is not actually a massive amount of visual detail. It is aesthetics. Aesthetically, this game is magnificent. I do want to say that this game it has believable environments, first of all. It has vistas that really immerse you in the adventure, and it also has a storyline that I thoroughly enjoyed. It was really nice for me to finally find out what the fuck happens with Cortana and why she's going crazy and why she's missing and everything. So, well, I guess spoiler alert if you haven't played the game in 13 fucking years. I know I didn't, because I was waiting for it to come out on PC, because I never owned an Xbox console. So it was really nice. Throughout my whole life, I grew up actually wondering, why do I fight the elites in the beginning and then I'm actually working with them? This makes no sense. This guy's really annoying. So, getting closure, finally, for the game, that's, oh, he's gonna fuck me! Getting closure on the game was finally very, very satisfying. What the fuck is happening? This is easy? Woo! Okay, well, I'm about to get fucked, aren't I? What the fuck? There we go. Jesus. What I can appreciate about the Halo games is the weapons that you start out with are not going to be the weapons that you end the level with. You have to absolutely, more often than not, pick up weapons, because you will run out of ammo. Because the thing about Halo games is that the enemies are bullet spongy. They love to take hits, and they love to take bullets in the face. So be prepared for that. But that's, I think that just adds. Oh, did I? Okay. I think that just adds to the overall necessity of strategy in the game. It does make playing out and pretty much improvising and adapting to situations a little bit more necessary. So, with that, naturally, a lot of skill is involved, which is one of the things that makes the Halo games so damn good. Did I? Oh, okay. I don't remember what I did with that. So, that's the thing about the Halo games. They tend to make you strategize. Now, another thing I just remembered by dual wielding is, even though on the beta everything was fine as far as controls go, when the game released and I had to start playing and everything, the dual wielding was a little bit broken because of the control scheme. Actually, what was happening is the buttons, the button configuration was a little bit out of whack, meaning that when I clicked my right mouse click, which was supposed to be firing the right hand weapon, it actually just zoomed in. Oh shit, don't, you motherfucker. It just zoomed in, it didn't actually fire. So I had to go into the control settings. The secondary weapon fire button was by default set to control. That's left control. Another problem I have with the control scheme that wasn't present in the second game, the Halo 2 Anniversary, is that pressing R to reloaded both weapons back on Halo 2. However, in Halo 3, that's not the case. You have to assign a second key for reloading the secondary weapon, which is slightly annoying. I'm not a huge fan of that. And what I would like to be able to do is set R to reload both weapons. The game will not let you. You cannot bind R for the same thing. However, luckily enough, you can bind R. Can I get on here? Ooh, nice. And I cannot. I don't remember. I don't think I can do that. You cannot bind. You can actually use the right click for both aiming and secondary firing, which is odd. But you cannot use R for reloading both weapons. It's weird. I don't know why the limitation is there, but it is there. So Other than that, the campaign is gonna last you. I mean, no, normal it took me about 5 hours. I think it didn't take long. It was not a long campaign, but it did satisfy my lore hunger. Playing these games again, 1, 2, 3, Reach, and everything. I remember one day I actually spent a good 2 hours in a wiki, just finding out lore about the game, like who's the Flood, who were the people before the Flood, why was the Flood created, what was it called before that, and what are the rings and all that stuff. And I gotta say, they've created an incredibly magnificent like world here. These people are out of their damn minds, and sadly, we just don't get that level of complexity in worlds and story building and characters and all this stuff. We just don't get that in games anymore. But hopefully, Halo Infinity is going to come out and it's going to wipe its ass with all these games because it's going to be so much better. Controversial statement. I think there's a lot of people out there that favor the original trilogy and hate on Halo 3, ODST, Reach, and all that stuff, 4, 5. And hopefully one of these days we are going to get Halo 5 on PC as well. Before we wrap this up, I do want to check the settings, which I didn't do before. We have the control, mouse and keyboard. What you're going to see is when you configure the key bindings, you can switch between Halo 2, Combat Evolved, Reach, and everything. That's been the same with all the games. And you would expect Halo 3 to have the same key bindings as Halo 2. Well, that's not the case. If we go down here, reload, there's only one reload, and it's R. But if you go to Halo 3, we're going to go down to reload secondary weapon and reload. This is not necessary. I just don't think this should exist. But it boggles the mind why they would decide to do it on Halo 3 instead of Halo 2. I don't know. I wish they hadn't done it, but the video and everything, it's pretty much all the same settings. Nothing else is going to be different. They didn't do any massive graphical revamps on this game, but they did just upscale the resolution. So that's the only thing they've done. Audio, blah blah blah. It's all the same thing. They've got sliders for everything. No complaints there. I would like to see the ability to... Oh, this is set to unlimited because there's still only 60 on unlimited, which is weird. Luckily, VSync locks everything to 120 FPS, which is my refresh rate of the monitor. It's probably going to be the same for your equivalent mileage. And we're going to discard changes because we didn't really do anything. So there you have it. Well, actually, one last thing I want to mention about the game is on Halo 3, contrary to Halo 2, the vehicles actually last for a little bit. On Halo 2, I remember I was driving a tank and it pretty much got annihilated right off the bat from ghosts being firing at it. So that was pretty frustrating to see. Thankfully, this has been addressed on Halo 3. It's not an issue anymore. So that's definitely a good thing. Vehicles are a little bit more enjoyable to use right now, simply because they can take a couple of hits. However, the driving is still kind of disgusting. The tanks, I believe, drive a little bit better than what they did on the second game, because they can do directional stuff with the WASD. But the buggies and everything, the Warthogs, they still drive like shit because you have to aim with the screen, with the mouse. And sadly, what that does is it prevents me from enjoying the scenery and the vistas and all that stuff. I would prefer to actually be able to look around when I'm driving and enjoy the explosions that are happening in the game and look around and see what the fuck is happening. But you can't do it because if you try to look on your left when there's a big explosion happening while you're driving a Warthog, you're gonna have to turn in that direction. That scheme may have worked on console, but I just don't understand why they haven't decided to fix that problem. That's beyond me. But that's still there. But I do want to mention that the vehicles in this game last for a lot longer as far as the health is concerned. They're not going to blow up immediately, which is great. Really, really great. I do appreciate that. So, yeah. Besides that, the vehicles being a little bit better, and the story finally concluding. And they were kind of cheeky when they wrote this, because this was supposed to be just a trilogy and kind of leave it there, but they did leave it open-ended. So I don't know if I want to quote-unquote spoil the ending. I genuinely did not know the ending, even though I had seen the ending in on YouTube and on videos and all this stuff. I actually had no idea what the hell was happening, so I'm actually glad it wasn't spoiled for me. So I'm not really gonna spoil it, but in case you haven't played it, in case you've waited 13 fucking years to play this and you don't want a dumbass on the internet ruining it for you. Ooh, oh, I almost killed you though. Really? Nice, okay. Did you just come from here, or... Okay, yeah. What I do appreciate is that they kind of left it open-ended so that more stuff could happen. And as far as open-ended endings go, that was actually quite satisfactory, because it just... the emotion that it evoked was just immense. And I respect the developers of the game for doing such a great job. As far as the PC port, yes, it's good. That's primarily what we're looking at here. I like it. I finished it. It took me a lot less than Halo 2. I guess if there's one complaint I want to add to this, is that it's just too short. I wanted it to be bigger and longer. That's what she said. Besides that, that's Halo 3 for you. It's $10, or you can get the whole collection for $40 on Steam. Just get the whole fucking collection. It's 3, 4, 6 games. It's worth it. Just get the collection. This is Halo. Everyone loves Halo. Maybe if we're lucky enough, we're going to see Halo 5 on the PC. Another thing I noticed is when you walk with a turret on your hands, you walk at a certain speed. However, let me just demonstrate here. If you walk sideways, you go faster than if you're just going straight. And then if you're going back, it's the same. You're going slow, but if you go sideways back, it's faster. So what I ended up doing when I was holding a third-person weapon, like a turret like this, I would just walk sideways like this and kind of aim towards the side so I can go where I want to. I can't get in there. I don't remember what's happening here. So that's something to think about. I hope I didn't forget anything, but this has been primarily what I wanted to cover. This dragged a little bit longer than I wanted it to. This is pretty straightforward. It's a fucking Halo game. So Halo 3, get it. It's good. Enjoy it. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.